emodels.co.uk. Make something awesome.
Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models for emodels.co.uk. This is part 7 of my build of the Tamiya Africa Twin motorcycle. This is the front of the bike, putting on the front wheel and the headlight assembly and that sort of thing. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you for the final couple of parts. Right, I'm going to go and, as ever, dig out the bits that I need. A lot of this is going to be metal parts. The tubes and the forks are mainly metal by the looks of it, and springs and things inside them. So I'll get the parts that I need ready. There are some parts that do need painting and priming, or priming and painting rather. So I'll get everything I need for the first little bit, which looks to be basically the forks, and then I'll show you those and get them together. Then we've got the instrument panel, and then there's the headlights to go on there. Then we get the front wheel brake on and the tyre on, and that then gets attached to the front fork, and that's going to be pretty much it, I think. So not a lot, but some nice detail work in the instrument panel on there according to the instruction manual. So yeah, I'll get everything ready and then show you where I am. Well, that's the first bits of the forks, and a lot of this is metal parts, so I'm just going to put them together as per the instructions and see what happens, see how it's meant to look and what we're meant to be doing. Right, with this one, there's obviously a right end and a wrong end. One of these little black bits needs to be glued into the end there, which means using a proper glue rather than a Tamiya extra thin, because it needs to be actually glued. Actually, I need to get rid of that little nub there as well first. Then we have a big screw that needs to go through, then 3 of these springs, 1, 2 and 3, then one of these tubes, which makes it all springy. Right, then we've got this bit that I should have built first, one of those, which feels like it locates a little bit. Let's put that down a sec. These two have this one in the middle. Let's get the right way round so I know what I'm dealing with. That one goes that way and that way. Right. Okay. There's another one that's exactly the same to be made as well. So that has that in the middle. It's got to go there, I think. Okay. So this will then need a screwdriver. Comes through there, and then there is a little screw that goes in the other end. Obviously that's not going to hold that all together at the moment, but when that's done, what we're going to have, it's going to have some movement on here, which is obviously going to be the shock absorber bit. Then they're both bolted together using that bit across here. Put that bit down a minute. Yeah, that goes across there with a bit on the other side. That's those bits go onto there, and then these bits cap on the other end, just like that. Okay, so that's that. None of that bit needs to be painted, so I can leave that pretty much together like that. In fact, I'm going to get the other one together much the same. basically so there's less bits floating around on the bench here and the springs are not in danger of going places. Right, then we have the first bit of the proper fairing, which these go inside. Something like that. That needs to be glued together like that, obviously. And the same on that one, the other side. And then that piece goes on something. Oh, there it goes. Got to join up in the middle there, all onto there. This bit's in NATO black, and this is going to be in the Tamiya Italian red. Now I haven't got Italian red. What I have got, and what I did get, which is the Vallejo equivalent, is Ferrari red, which is quite nice, and I'll see how that looks on it. But that needs to be basically all the white stuff by the looks of it, which is the front mudguard, which will be on which way around? That way around. Oh, let's move the camera a bit so you can see. On the bike, with that on there like that, it goes on the front that way around, obviously around the wheel. So yeah, I'll get this primed and painted up. So those bits in red. Yeah, you're going to be able to see the inside of those, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks like that's going to be open. That's obviously where these are actually going to fit into somehow. So that's going to be visible on the inside a bit. So not sure where I can actually hold that to paint. I think I'll get these glued together. I must be able to hold down here. That's probably where. No, that doesn't attach there. Oh, it's the other end, sorry. It's the silver end goes all the way down through there. So yeah, I'll get these glued together and primed and painted. And these bits obviously primed and painted as well. And then show you where we are putting it together for final. See you in a sec. And I just realised you didn't see any of that because I'm down here and I've got to move the camera back again. So yes, all of this bit needs to go together basically like that. But this is, although it's internal, it's still going to be visible. So I need to make sure I get all of that painted up. Looks like the only place I'm going to have to grab is sort of these bits here. So I'll make sure I hold one side, paint it all, and then hold the other side and make sure I get the bits that I missed. So I'd say I'll get all that primed and painted up and then come back to you in a sec. Right, let's see what we've got so far. I've painted all the bits. The mudguard itself is looking nice and shiny after several gloss coats. I think I've got the colour about right as well. Little bits of blue on the chrome. The black bits, plastic discs I've glued in there. The springs are also in there already. So the first bit we need to do is get some of this together. Now these are both the same, so I'm not worried about which one's which at the moment. I've also glued these tubes into the metal bit. So that goes into there with the screw. Yeah, that's locating down onto there. That goes in the other end. And I don't know how much of this I can actually get on camera, but we're using the little Allen key that comes supplied. Get that down in there, and that should tighten up in there. I feel something happening. There you go, that's that. Tight there and springy. Right, so once that's on there, that's that one. That needs to go onto here. got to get these the right way round, so I'm not going to be doing this quite yet. I'll figure out which one's which. That goes on there, and then that bit goes down to the other side. One of these goes on the end. Then the front and back of the mudguard go together. I need to remove some of the paint and glue those together like that. And that will be all the bits that I've got done so far. Oh no, sorry, one more bit. These these bits, here we go, screw onto the inside of those with the tube going up and the bits going back that way, so sort of that way round. But that's why I need to figure out which side is which. So I'll get those bits assembled and then show you it finished so far, ready for a couple of extra bits to go onto the edges. As ever, that's that. Glued together quite nicely. Nice contrast between the black and the red. Now those bits need to be screwed with the 4 screws that I've got prepared onto the bottom here. Now I just need to check to make sure I'm getting it the right way round. Yeah, the extra bit on the bottom here obviously goes into the extra bit on there, so that goes through there and goes together like that. So I'm going to get a couple of screws in just loosely and then get the other 2 in better, just to make sure they're all lined up properly. So let's see where that's got to go. Yeah, let's move back a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Another time when magnetic screwdrivers are both a blessing and a curse, because you need it to get it in the right place, but if it gets stuck to the side it's just awkward. Right, yeah, that's one started off on there. Drop most of them screws. Yep, there you go, that's that started on there. So do the same on the other side, get that lined up properly. About there, yeah, I feel that okay. That's that. Yep, looks about right. So let's get those tightened into there now then. Not sure how much weight of the bike these are going to end up actually taking, so do need to make sure these are quite secure. Right, there you have that, which still works as suspension. Nice, I like it. Looks good. I'll get a bit of cloth in there and get rid of the fingerprints and shine them up before it's all put assembled, but that's that bit. Right, there's a couple of bits that need to go onto the back sides here. So I'll sort those out, and then there's the top bridge. Then the front fork actually goes onto the bike. And then I've got the front inner panels and the dashboard to do, and then get the wheel on. So I'll get the next bits together and then start off and show you what's what. Right, that's all the bits really needed to get the front fork actually attached. So let's do that now. All the bits have been primed and painted. There's a couple of bits that still need attention. These basically go onto there, but before they do, they have the indicators fitted to them. Now I'll pick that up, I can't put that back down again. Right, now what I've done already is the shiny silver tape has been stuck to the inside of the indicator bit, and then they go into that frame, which then goes onto there. So I need to use double-sided tape. You have to excuse if you can hear any fireworks outside. It is in fact 5th of November today, so people have been setting off fireworks since it got dark, and no doubt we'll be carrying on for a while to come. So let's get this on here. Just take one side of the tape off, and we get the tape where it needs to be, except I threw away the tape and kept the other bit. So let's get the tape on there, get rid of the cover. That's the other cover, right, and then the shiny side of that goes into the framework. That gives us an indicator in a little housing. So we do the same again with the other bit. Go. Tape on there. And the shiny bit gets taped down onto there. Right, now the inside bits of this, obviously just need to make sure I've not got paint on there, give it somewhere to stick. They conveniently make these probably one blob bigger than the other, so they only go on the one way round. I'll grab my extra thin. I'll just put a glob in there, then that will locate. Just on there. And again for the other one, the other side. And then those bits need to go on where I say. They only go on one way round. If you try and put them on the other way round, they don't line up. Actually, they do line up. So let's see which side goes which. Holding it that way round, this is the other side. So let's turn that round there. It's going to locate across the top here and onto the pin there. At least that's the theory. Ah, there it is, yep. Just get a touch of extra thin in under there. Hold that for a couple of seconds to give that time to set. And then repeat on the other side. That's got in there better. Don't need any extra glue on there. So that's that. Now we put that aside for a second while we carry on with another bit. This is a very shiny chrome metallic bit. Has to go on the top of there. Does only key in one way, so make sure I get it around the right way for that. Probably going to be easier doing it downwards. There you go, that's that keyed in place. So that goes on there. Now this bit, I've already stuck these bits on the end after painting them chrome and adding the metallic black. Let me just follow the instructions. Let's get that the right way round. There we go. And that goes through there. Locates onto those two pins. Yeah, which gives you a nice shiny bit in the middle there. So before I put that on there fully, let me just get rid of the fingerprints from that. It's going to be difficult to polish up when it's inside. I can get that jammed on, and then as soon as I can get to the other end of the holes there, I can add some extra thin down there. That'll hold that in place nicely, and that gives me a shiny bit in there. There's some decals to go on top of that, which I'll sort out in a moment. Over the other side of this, no, on that side of that, these two bits have to go in. Again, they have a left and a right. One's got two bits either side, which goes over this side, like that, and the other one goes the other side. So let's get some glue on there. Get that one in. And that back on there. Right. I'll sort out the decals to do that in a moment and do that off camera. It's just a couple to go in and around here. The last bit is this one, which goes onto the front of the bike. Let's get the bike back down onto this bit that we've already got up here. Let's move the camera a sec. There you go. That one goes on and in like that. But I do need to add a touch of glue to that before I do that. Yeah, that can go on now, and the other bit goes on after anyway, so pretty sure that's where the headlight assembly is going to fit, up the top here. This bit will, after I put the decals on it, sit over, yeah, that post goes into there. That's the steering, and then the bit that I've already got here goes up. That actually fits over the top like that. Then there is a screw that goes through there and holds that together, and then that last piece that you might have seen down here goes over the top of the screw, and we're done. So I'll get the decals on and then get that assembled, and then I'll show you it briefly assembled, and then I'll get on with the next bit. And there you go, that's so far. More bit to do on this part of the video, but I thought I'd show you this first of all. It's starting to look more like a bike now. It's actually got, if not a front wheel, a front bit. The decals I've put on give a bit of detail to the ignition switch in there. All nice, and obviously all screwed together now. Although that's on there, it does still give you some steering if should you need it, want it. So yeah, so far so good. The next bit is the fuel tank and headlight assembly, and then the front wheel. So I'll get the next bits up and down and painted, and then come back and show you them being assembled. See you in a moment. Right, quick update. Everything's been painted in the right colours, the outside bits, NATO, mostly NATO, a few bits of chrome and aluminium as well. These bits need a chrome ring. The outside is titanium silver and the inside is titanium gold. So I've made little flowers. Masked off the inside pieces. I painted it all in chrome. Masked off the inside pieces. Now I'm going to paint in titanium silver. And then when that's dry, I'll mask the outside bit and the chrome bit, and then do the inside in gold. I've done both sides. So I'll get them painted up, and then get everything varnished, and then get ready with the decals on the control panel. So won't be long. Right, that's all the bits for the last part of this build. I've put the tyre on the wheel and put on the air cap down there as well. I've still got it sitting on the stand just to stop it getting distorted. There are a few more screws and bolts that I need to sort out, which I haven't got done yet. All of these bits I've just left stuck on the blue tack, which I used to hold it while I was spraying it. Bolts there as well. And most of this is all good to go. Right, the important bit, the most important bit I think, is going to be this, which is the dashboard, which has got one transparent piece goes over the top, and then a frame that goes over the top of that, which holds that in there. But there's some decals to go onto the base bit before the clear plastic bit goes on there anyway. Then we've got, this is the fuel tank, which just sits on the back of the bike, sort of just in front of the seat. Then we've got the face, which is actually that way up, and is all the headlight assembly. These bits are the front brakes with these brake pad bits as well. A couple more bits of hydraulics. So basically the headlamp assembly, go through there to make sure I'm doing it the right way around. That goes onto there, then that bit goes on onto the top. That will need to be glued on. Then we've got this transparent piece that sits underneath. If I can get it lined up, there we go. That goes under there, and then the main top cover goes over the top of all of that, and then that all fits inside there as well. So you've got nice shiny headlamps all in one assembly. Right, the other bit, so another bit for the dashboard to fit into and things like that. So, and there's obviously the discs came out quite well with the masking, happy with that. So I'll get these stuck together, what needs to go on together, that one goes on there first, then all of these, 6 on each of those, go around the edge. Then what happens with that, that's done on both of those, and then they're basically screwed onto the wheel, and then the wheel was fitted onto the front fork with a bolt, and then we put the discs on and one more tube, of course. And that will be that. Let's show you that bit. Move the camera for you. Right, the bike there. This goes in and over. I've got to obviously get the pipes and wires all out of the way. Onto the back here, so actually really high. Goes up there, like that. I think that will actually go down into that matching piece there, so I've got to get the tubes out of the way and figure out where they've got to go. But that goes on the top there, and then that bit one way around, that way around. No, right the first time. Let's get it that way there. Actually goes on to the top like that. Again, got everything in the way so you can't really see, but like that. And then the dash sits inside there. So I need to get the decals on that. I'll get these bits glued together, get the headlight assembly all glued together. That then obviously goes onto the front around there somewhere. That goes into this shaping down here. Then say the wheel, that just goes underneath as well. And then we're done. So I'll get that done and assembled, and then come back and give you the final view of the finished section of the bike. And there we go, that's this part of the build completed. I've taken to wearing gloves whenever I'm doing anything on the actual bike itself because of all these shiny bits. Obviously just don't want to leave fingerprints on them. So let me show you what's new. We've got the front wheel, which has got active suspension, does actually steer, does actually turn as well. It's got brakes, disc brakes down on there, and obviously the front fender in the colour that we're going for. There's still room for one of these hoses to go on somewhere, so I've got to figure out a later spot date. I'll figure out what goes on there. We've got headlights, obviously sitting in the back there, ready for the front fairing to go on the body itself. Where we have a dashboard, and obviously this is the top half of the handlebars, which is for the steering. I'm not sure where these hoses are going as yet, but I'm sure that will become clear soon. Got the ignition system in there, the fuel tank on the back, obviously all connected up now, and all in all it's pretty much a monster. It's getting far too big, but it's coming together nicely. I'm very happy with the way it's working, the way it's coming together. Yeah, right, as ever, thanks for watching. I hope you're subscribing and following and catching all the other parts as and when they're coming out. I'm going to need to find somewhere else to put the camera to get the whole thing on at some point, because it's just too big for my bench now. Right, as I say, that's it for this part. Next up is the pretty much the bodywork, the panels, or most of the panels on the front there, the seat and everything else, and then the handlebars to finish with. So see you soon. Stay tuned for the next part in a few weeks' time, and thanks for watching.